Hello Internet Personas, my name is Valefisk and welcome to Victoria 3. Yes, it is my esteemed honor not only to be the first person to officially reveal its existence, but to also be the first YouTuber to get the first hands-on exclusive look at the game. So first off, I'd just like to say thanks to Paradox Interactive for making this happen, as getting to be the first person to play Victoria 3 it's just a dream come true. Now, before we begin, let me just say that this is an early alpha build, so there are going to be a few bugs, graphical errors, missing features, and the like. So if you do see any of those, just ignore them, because I'm sure they'll be fixed in the final build. Anyway, so we're just going to jump right into the game here, but before we do, the first thing you'll want to know about the game is that Paradox has really listened to the community when making this grand strategy game. The number one complaint about Victoria 2 is, as we all know, that it was just way too complicated for the average normie to understand. So thankfully, they've taken great care in dumbing down this game as much as possible so that the average person can play it. This means that, instead of being confused at the vast array of options to play as when you first launch the game, you don't have to make any decision at all, because the only nation you can play in this game is in fact Madagascar. So, without further ado, let's begin the first ever game of Victoria 3 to go on to YouTube. We'll just click play here. Alright, okay, so we are now in the game. This, as you can see, the graphics have been greatly upgraded, and the first thing that you're going to want to know is, of course, as with Victoria 2, the map was just atrocious. It was horrifyingly bad. It was so historically inaccurate that nobody liked it. So thankfully, Paradox has sat down with a history book open and has actually learned what the current era was like and has fixed all historical inaccuracy. So we're going to go through the whole map. We're going to start up here in Canada. You have Soviet Alaska, you have Madagascarian Canada, because they colonized it. You've got the savages up here in the north. So, as you'll see, one big change is that they have removed the mythical USA, because of course the country never actually existed in the first place. So no one was really sure why it was included in the first and second installment. But thankfully, they've just removed it from the game entirely. And they've also moved the United Kingdom over here because that's where it likes to pretend to be politically. So then you've got the Pirates of the Caribbean here. No change there. Mexico, the United Arab Emirates, Bolivia, Brazil's here. 7-1 is here. Cuba, Suriname, Peru, all the usual guys. You've also got Madagascarian South America, the Castilian Low Countries South America, and French South America as they are in real life still. So then moving on to Europe, you have Madagascar here where it should be. You've got Ireland here. You have the 15-time European Championship winners Iceland up here, Penguins, the usual stuff. Visigoths, don't even know what that is. This is probably France, but we're not sure. Nuclear Wasteland, Castilian Low Countries, Prussia. This is the Austro-Hungarian Inbreeding Hostel. This is the Pope, Tuscany, Naples, don't even know what that is, and the Ottomans. Of course, up here, they have removed another mythical country they had in the game was Norway. Nobody's heard of that, so that's gone as well. So you've just got IKEA, and then, of course, the Soviet Union over here as well. Down in Africa, it's just all savages. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this either. Nobody knows what's there. Iran is here. Mongols or whatever's there. Probably India. Burma. Here's actually France. Here's Taiwan #1. You will notice that they have fixed the issue with Best Korea, because at this point in Earth's history, it had transcended this plane of existence. So it's just gone. There's just an ocean here, which makes Worst Korea actually an island nation like Japan. Down here, we got the Viet Cong. This is like Siam or something. Castilian Low Countries, Indonesia. And this is the giant spider deadly penal colony land, as it is in real life. So, yeah, so now that you've gotten a grip for the map, we're going to go through all the changes in the UI here. So first you've got a mini-map down here in the bottom right, of course. The three main resources in the game are monies, men, and self-esteem. So monies you can increase by taking loans. Men never changes regardless of who dies, and self-esteem is impossible to actually change. It's always going to be 0. So let's start going through the main tabs. Of course, you do have your pause and play button over here. I forgot to mention that. So you've got the production tab, which is the first one here. So our current production is iSorrow, and we're gaining +4 spicy memes per month. So we're not the greatest industrial power yet. I want to increase this to maybe 6 by the end of the game, so we'll see about that. So the current budget, we're losing 83 trillion. Oh, there's no monetary value there. Okay, we're losing 83 trillion something per year. Then we've got gun deaths in Florida. Nice chart about that. And then we have take loan. So, of course, the last loan system in Victoria 2 was just completely wrong. When you took a loan, you got things like interest and inflation. Like, none of that actually matters. So, just like in real life, when you take a loan in this game, as you see on the right there, your money simply increases with no consequences whatsoever. So, it's much more historically inaccurate than it used to be. Next, in the technology, we can see what we're currently researching: sockless socks, Italian hand gestures, how to make the right amount of pasta, and gender studies. So, I think we could probably cross this last one off the list. It's not really going to help us anyway further in life. But for now, we'll just leave that as it is. Next, we have politics. I'll be honest, I have not been briefed by Paradox as to what they were doing with this one, so I'm really not sure what's going on there. So moving on to population, we probably have some. They really don't know. Nobody knows. Next is trade. So we have the trade button here, and just like in real life, when you press when you trade with somebody, you lose money. So this is sort of a counter mechanic to the loan mechanic, so that you can't simply just have infinite money because you'll want to trade with people. Next, we have diplomacy, but unfortunately, diplomacy is not available to fanatical purifiers like us in Madagascar, so we just can't use it. And then last is the military tab, which is also not available to... Oh, there's a typo there, I guess. I'll make sure to tell them to change that. But it is not available to fanatical pacifists, unfortunately. So, those are all the tabs, and you may be wondering, you know, that's it. It doesn't list anything else. It doesn't tell you anything else about the country you're playing. It doesn't give you any information at all. You'll also notice there are no sea tiles, and there are no units. Now, as I said before, they have made sure to dumb this game down as much as possible for us. And they decided the best way to do that is simply removing your ability to play the game. So we can't... Technically, we are Madagascar, but you can't actually do anything. So there's no units. If there were units, they could walk on water and run around, but unfortunately they have not gotten to that feature yet. So there are no units, there is no interaction at all. The main features of this current build are in fact taking loans, and trading, and pressing the pause button. So those are the only real features in Victoria 3. So I am going to announce the release date. So this build is one of the final builds. While this is hot code, this is going to be what the game will look like, as the release date for this is May 24th of this year. So it's only a few months away, guys, and you'll have your hands on this beautiful work of art. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.